Wellington is New Zealand's capital, cultural centre and home to a burgeoning international film industry, thanks to Peter Jackson. But what's surprised the world is the treasure trove of old Hollywood films, thought to be lost forever, that have been found in relatively pristine condition in the city's film archive. The ABC's Philippa McDonald reports from Wellington, where Lateline got a glimpse of films almost 100 years old and now destined to return to the big screen.
It's one of the southernmost cities in the world and home to just 500,000 New Zealanders. Yet when it comes to the film industry, Wellington punches above its weight. And after a chance visit by a Hollywood film preservationist, New Zealand is now famous for its old films as well as its new.
Just to see them sort of unwind before your eyes on film, who knows the last time that someone had looked at them, it's a pretty magical thing.
On a street corner in the city, you could almost walk past the New Zealand Film Archive without noticing its significance. But it's now considered one of the world's most important archives for old Hollywood films.
Many of the films that we ended up finding are, to our knowledge, completely lost, except for the copies that were in Wellington. The most notable film that has garnered some attention is Upstream, which is an early silent feature by the great director John Ford, who later went on to have great success and notoriety in the talking pictures, but most all of his silent films do not survive. So finding a film of his from 1927, this sort of backstage love melodrama called Upstream, was really a huge find.
75 mainly silent films, including comedies and westerns, have been uncovered. One of them, The Sergeant, has just been restored.
It's a little straightforward, short romance with a chap in uniform and a rather flirtatious woman that he's interested in and who's interested in him, but who leads him on somewhat. That's set in what is now Yosemite National Park in the United States. It was shot so early that it wasn't actually a national park at the time.
The film should have been sent back to America or destroyed.
Projectionists, cinema managers, ushers, who knows, at the time, couldn't bring themselves to do that, to carry out that order. So they took them out the back door, one assumes. And from there on, they may have passed from hand to hand through families, through other film buffs.
So literally some of them might have been sitting in garages for years.
In their early life, very likely, very likely.
The fact that they're still in good shape is thanks to conservators like Kurt Odson.
We ensure their longevity as best we can by winding through every film we own, every nitrate film we own, every 2 years. And that's 4,000 items. We have to actually wind through each one, open the cans, take them out, wind through. That releases any gases. We can inspect them then and basically keep an eye on them.
This is where the New Zealand Film Archive keeps its precious films, a vault where the temperature is 5 degrees. But the old American films are made of cellulose nitrate and they're so prone to combustion they have to be kept in an ammunition bunker 2 hours from here.
Nitrate film will burn extremely fiercely at a very high temperature in a way that can't be extinguished, has to burn out. It is chemically akin to nitroglycerin, so it burns at an almost explosive rate.
Kurt Odson is handling the old films with care, and he's been painstakingly conserving films like Upstream.
It took me 21 working days to prepare and repair it, and that's like 7 reels of film. That meant like over 400 perforation damage areas replaced, and over 60 splices had to be opened and redone. But all in all, it's in very good condition.
Upstream is now in the hands of Park Road Post, which is owned by director Peter Jackson. While these high-security studios are renowned for digital wizardry, they're still passionate about old-fashioned filmmaking and film preservation.
We preserve the images themselves, so that we take the images off nitrate originals and we make negatives from those, negatives which will be around, according to Kodak, probably in about 500 years' time if they're stored in correct conditions.
The New Zealand Film Archive says it would like to see many more of its old films afforded such star treatment. Philippa McDonald, Lateline.